So, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, ma'am. My video was about, uh, it was about throwaway culture, ma'am. It's a topic that I've always wanted to talk about because I've always read about it. I've learned through my academic researches that culture is something that is cultivated by society in times of great social change, and so therefore, I wonder how did throwaway culture began here in our society, especially in our locality, and even I can feel the effects of a throwaway culture. Now, my video explains, right, just a simple brief of how throwaway culture actually affects not all of us, but it actually affects the entire current status quo right now, the current society. And I think that that it is something that is driven because of the liberal capitalist mindset or paradigm that we are in today's society, ma'am. So I explained in my video three ways, right? And I think the first step that I mentioned was the proper disposition, that we have to be aware that we are a part, whether directly or indirectly, we are a part of a throwaway culture. We always use disposable, excuse me, we always use disposable materials, even though we can buy materials that can be reused again and again. For example, paper plates, right? We just throw those away. Plastic cups, such such materials can only be used once, and then we throw them away. And I think really that's one of those problems, right, where we make choices and those choices are not so great. I think that's how throwaway culture really cultivated, where we have clothes, but we still, with consumer fetishism also in play there, we kind of have this interdynamic or interconnected negative effects of these different cultures. Now, second, I mentioned about um, how through our choices, right? Through our choices, um, we are able to make a difference, right? I think that by starting in individual and then cascading it into multiple individuals and then into a community, with I think that we are still able to hold throwaway culture at bay because yeah, I think throwaway culture is being inculcated through by our daily interactions, through by our daily choices that we make, right? Simple choices such as, for example, when I make choices that I want to be minimalistic, right? I think really that's one of the most effective ways of combating throwaway culture. Lastly, really is thinking realistically as a student that I am only able to uh, combat throwaway culture and do my part as a student currently right now is spreading awareness. How does it manifest itself in society? How can we really combat throwaway culture as a society as a whole? And I think that connecting my role as a student into giving a kind of solution which is plausible in my part is also an important aspect in being able to combat throwaway culture. And I think that those were the three things that I thought of as a solution, being someone, an individual who consumes culture, produce cultures in the current market. Thank you.